Pants Free Podcast.
Oh, I'm out of stamps again. Good thing I'm a customer at Stamps.com because I never have to go to the post office. You can print postage on labels, envelopes, or plain paper, and affix postage and mail anywhere in the world. And right now at Stamps.com, you can click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and type in the promo code PantsFreePod and get a special offer. $25 in postage coupons, a free digital scale, $50 value, $5 supplies kit, a 4-week trial, and more. Try it today at Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic edition of the Pants Free Podcast. Pants never required. On this episode, I wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. I'm in this big-ass coat from the thrift shop down the road. Here now is your host, Balonius Francine Marconi, and his podcast compadre, Nick Miles.
Well, here we are once again, and see, every time he introduces the podcast, it sounds fancier. That's Peter Baker, our new podcast voice.
Peter Baker.
Yeah, are you excited, Nick, that we have such classiness? I mean, I could have chosen any person to introduce the podcast, and we have had many different voices before, but I chose an English person.
Am I being replaced?
Well, slowly, but over time.
Like our page at facebook.com/pantsfreepod. Pants never required.
Did you do anything fun? You're in San Diego right now, and
I'm sitting in Le Auberge Hotel, which is probably one of the nicest hotels in Del Mar. This place is so rich and expensive that there is like 3 condo buildings between the hotel and the beach, as sort of part of the hotel property. And a 1,000-foot condo is selling for $1.4 million.
that should be as much as we make off the podcast. That's nothing.
Yeah, that was like, I'm not paying 2 whole podcast salaries just to buy that building.
Right, exactly. Gosh. But you can dream big, Nick. I like that, no matter what you do.
I'm always big or go home. I eat big, I sleep big, I drink big, I go home big.
Nick's not small. No, no, no.
No!
So, Nick, do you go to the movies? I mean, because I don't like going to the movies really that much anymore.
I'm highly compelled to go see movies. I really want to go and see the Fast and Furious 6, which opens on the 24th of May.
You are.
Just purely because of the cars in it.
Too Fast and Too Furious still. We keep making movie after movie, and it's basically
this one looks really, really good.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure the script is brilliant.
Dodge played a big part in it. There's a lot of
I mean, that's what it is. It's a car commercial.
It's fun. I'm driving one of those Dodge cars right now. It's fun.
There you go. Why haven't they asked you to be in the movie?
Because they have a weight limit.
What, you're too awesome?
Yeah, too awesome.
I see.
Yeah, the new Star Trek opens.
Yeah,
I'm
looking forward to that.
Because I'm a bit of a nerd.
Star Trek, I will go see. That is worth seeing in the theater.
Right.
And I've heard
IMAX. It opens at IMAX. It's open in IMAX right now.
I've heard great things about it. So I've just decided that I'm conserving all my sexual energy for the new Star Trek movie.
Whoop, chicka pow wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have all that sexual energy, it's going to come out at some point. I'm not sure I want to be on the other end of that.
They don't call it buttered popcorn for nothing.
I'm going to pop some tack. I've got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. I wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. I'm in this big-ass coat from the thrift shop down the road. I'm going to pop some tack. I've got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come-up. This is fucking awesome.
Nick, Dave's Killer Bread is so good. Every time I try something different, like I try to make a different type of sandwich, I am never disappointed. The other day, I made a grilled salmon sandwich on Dave's Killer Bread. And I only put a little bit of seasoning on the salmon, and yes, I put a little bit of earth butter. It's like a buttery spread. Just soaks in just a little bit, and it was perfect. And another thing to try,
put a little cream cheese, and then add berries right there on Dave's Killer Bread.
I'm thinking of becoming vegan. Seriously, I'm thinking of becoming vegan.
You've done this before.
I know, but I have such a mental issue with meat, and Dave's Killer Bread would be just the main source of my diet.
Right? They say man shall not live on bread alone. They haven't tried Dave's Killer Bread. When they wrote that, when that was made a quote of some kind, Dave's Killer Bread did not exist yet.
Right.
So you just try Dave's Killer Bread for yourself and see that we're not wrong. Dave'sKillerBread.com to find out the location near you, or you can order online. It's so delicious. Just say no to bread on drugs. Dave's Killer Bread.
Nom, 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 nom.
And now it's time for Pants Free News.
Who is taking her top off?
Angelina Jolie. Oh, it's sad. It really is. But, you know, that's got to be a really difficult decision because I guess her mother had ovarian cancer or breast cancer. She died. It was like a long ordeal, and she died a horrible death. And they said that Angelina Jolie has like an 87% chance of dying.
Right.
So she made the decision to cut off her breasts. And, I mean, what? She's like mid-30s or something like that. She's beautiful. But I guess there's some kind of reconstructive surgery involved where they kind of like recreate a breast looking like, you know, I'm guessing with some sort of silicone or whatever. But still, that's a horrible thing to have to go through. I can't even imagine. I mean, I
think that this is incredible bravery and beauty. She is incredibly beautiful and brave to be able to go forward with this idea.
Yeah, and you know who else did it? Sharon Osbourne did the same thing.
Did she really? I did not know that.
She's had cancer, of course, and she survived that. And she just had some scares, and she just decided to go ahead and just do it. To have to make that choice is awful. Like, why can't doctors be at the level where we're in the world where Angelina Jolie is cutting off her breasts?
Right.
Doctors have failed. A beautiful person like Angelina Jolie should never have to lose her breasts. But I don't know. Angelina Jolie, to me, isn't allowed to do anything with her lips without consulting us first, right?
Right.
But I guess she's going to have her ovaries taken out, too.
Well, that always helps with hormone. You know, a lot of women feel better off when they have their ovaries taken out.
And I can kind of relate in some way because I've been in relationships where I had my balls removed.
But you got them back when you split up.
Yeah, I mean, of course I got them back, so I can't completely relate. But it was sort of, for a while, I felt the same way.
Who was dubbed a hero, but now may be crazy?
Let's see. Oh, Charles Ramsey?
Yes. This the guy who discovered the three women, or was part of the public who discovered the three women entrapped in this house in Ohio. He started to do a lot of interviews now. Anderson Cooper was one of the first people to have him on and talk to him, and he seemed like very flamboyant when he was pretty there. But now we're starting to suspect the guy's a little nuts.
Why do people have to do this? They bring him around. Here's what I think. I always like why couldn't somebody just set him up and go, okay, you're just going to do the interview with Anderson Cooper and everybody can run that.
Right.
But they give in and they say, oh, you've got to go everywhere. And he probably gets, put up in a hotel, and that's something he's not accustomed to, being treated like a rock star. So it's like his little 5 minutes of fame. But when you learn, why does everything have to be ruined? Like, I was happy just thinking he was pretty funny and like a normal, regular guy that did a great thing. I mean, why can't we just leave it at that? But no, we've got to put him on a million different of these dumb shows. We've got to have 24-hour coverage of Charles Ramsey on every freaking show that's out there. Enough already.
It's because people have a hungering to know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have that dumb hunger. Why can't we just put it on one internet clip and just watch that? Why does he have to be on every one of these shows?
It's difficult because each show knows that their ratings will go up so much if they have him on in a separate interview. I mean,
back in our terrestrial radio days, we would have a guy like that on in a second if we could, because we know people would be tuned in to hear our take on it. But how different is like Matt Lauer, his take on the questioning from Anderson Cooper? Not that much. It's not like they're real big, over-the-top personalities. They're news people.
Right.
So it's not like they're going to ask any questions that are different. Like, now, I would love to see him on Jimmy Kimmel or Letterman,
Well, he's gonna make a fortune because McDonald's are already talking about employing him, and because he said he was eating a Big Mac when he went and rescued the girls. So
Right.
now the whole McDonald's campaign is going to be eat a Big Mac, do this. But the guy's only got 2 teeth in the front of his head. I think that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, get a dentist involved and get him some teeth. Set him up with a decent something like that. I think he deserves it. I feel if you're going to exploit a man like that, he deserves all the benefits that come along with it.
Well, the positive thing about this is, thanks to the guy next door who was an asshole and imprisoned these 3 women, Ramsey's now got a career.
It's going to be really awkward when they, if they go out at the same time to check the mail, and he sees that guy over there. He's like, "Oh, I didn't."
I have to tell you, maybe somewhat of a shock, but I don't think the guy next door is going to check his mail ever.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's one of those because a lot of junk mail comes. That sucks. I hate junk mail.
It's the news!
Whose wrinkles have finally caught up with them?
Oh, have you seen pictures of my?
Oh, that's it. The right answer is your.
No, that's gross. And no, it's not true. Gosh, Nick, the fact that you just believe it so easily just proves that we're still friends. Barbara Walters announced her retiring. She's retiring, right?
Yeah.
But she won't retire for another year or something.
Yeah, and I think she just probably can't manage it much anymore.
I mean, she's 80 years old. I mean, she announced that she'll retire in 2014, 7 years after she died. Did you just yawn laugh? I just heard you yawn laugh. I think that was like, my jokes are keeping Nick awake today. I like that.
Hands-free podcast. Please, for the love of God, buy our merchandise. Shirts, mugs, iPhone and iPad cases, stickers, magnets, and so much more. Simply click on the merch link at pantsfreepod.com. Pants never required.
Who got smacked down by the president?
Oh, the IRS.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a refund this year, and I was like rooting for him.
Well, they used inappropriate criteria to basically scrutinize some political contributions, I think. And they found that the criteria was unfair to conservative groups.
But they're blaming Obama for that, right?
No, he's the one that put the smackdown on it.
Well, yeah, he put the smackdown, but he's also kind of reacting in a way because it was he says intolerable and inexcusable. But Republicans are trying to pin it on him as to why it happened in the first place.
And why? How could he possibly be responsible if you can find a connection? I mean, yes, he is their boss, but he's also their boss who finds problems with his workers and then sorts them out.
Well, either way, John Voight claims Angelina Jolie didn't tell him about her surgery, and he also blames Obama.
Everybody blames Obama.
Well, and the IRS now, I mean, they have new hopes to redeem themselves by targeting everyone who gave money to Zach Braff's Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, if only I had that dollar.
Well, Nick, there you have it this week in Pants Free News. Thank you for joining us and giving us your thoughts on things that are going on in the world.
You thought it was a lifetime, but for us it was only 30 seconds.
Pantalones e libero.
Join us again next time for another glorious edition of the Pants Free Podcast. I'm off to pop some tags and all that. Cheerio.
Pants Free Podcast.